Hello bearded bee people, welcome back to B&K Bees. I'm going to address a super common question that I get and that I see on the internet from beginning beekeepers, and that is, can I expect to get honey during my first year, and if so, how much? The majority of the time you see somebody answer that question, they're going to say no, don't expect any. And I wouldn't say expect some, because in beekeeping, anything and everything can go wrong. So hopefully you have more than one hive regardless, in case something does go wrong like that. But in a situation, in a year that, in a normal year, normal both weather-wise and throughout the colony's, day-to-day activities, they're going to do pretty well. The reason that that most people would say don't expect any during your first year is that's assuming you have all of that brand new equipment, that brand new foundation to draw. And it takes a lot of nectar to draw out wax, and they need that wax before they can make bees, and they need that wax before they can start storing honey. So assuming you fed syrup throughout the buildup of that first box, I would urge you to not take those statements of no, you're not going to get honey as absolute fact. First of all, there's a misconception about the size of the colony you need to make it through winter. People think that you need, 3 or 4 boxes and 300 or 400 pounds of honey to make it through winter, and that's not true. And then there's also some criticism to taking honey and feeding syrup in the fall. First of all, I definitely don't subscribe to the fact that you need a huge colony. And second of all, I also don't subscribe to the fact that feeding in the fall is bad nutrition-wise for those bees. The nutrients that are dispensed and consumed throughout the winter are stored before that fall feeding in the winter bees' fat bodies. So they have the ability to dispense the nutrients that they need throughout the winter, regardless of what stores they have available to them. So in terms of stores, what they really truly need is pure energy, carbohydrates or sugar. And in that, cleaner energy is usually considered better. That requires fewer cleansing flights, and it could just make for a slightly less stressful winter. And in terms of cleaner energy, what I'm saying is not hybrid cars versus diesel trucks. I'm saying sugar water as opposed to particulate-filled honey. So once again, though, I'm not urging you to take every bit of honey and fill back with sugar syrup. I'm only suggesting that it's not such a bad thing to take some and feed back to the required weight with sugar syrup. So the next question, if we're talking about that theoretical first-year beekeeper that's wondering if and when they'll be able to get honey, my answer to that is yes, and I urge you to take at least one frame. The reason I say that is we as beekeepers collectively, but especially new beekeepers, put in so much emotion and so much effort and so much anxiety and excitement and all this different range of emotions into their bees, and I think that it's a good thing to enjoy it and to take in some of your success. Share it with your friends and family. It's a neat thing, and once again, I'm only talking about one frame. So find a suitable deep honey frame and scrape it, or borrow an extractor or whatever, extract it, get that honey out of there and enjoy it. Once again, make sure that you feed back to that required amount. Make sure that every vacant space inside the hive is jam-packed and heavy full of either honey or syrup. But definitely get in there, have some, enjoy some, invite over friends and family, try out different recipes. That's what we get into it for sometimes, usually, at least partially, and I think it should be enjoyed because there are a lot of perils along the way, and if you have some bees, I mean, really, truly, it's not hurting them too much to share it. So get out there, have some fun with your bees, enjoy some honey this late summer or fall, and don't feel too bad about it. Just make sure you get them back to that required weight before winter. Make sure those mite loads look good, and you should be looking pretty good, and you'll be happier for having enjoyed some of your backyard honey, which I assure you, you will declare the best honey you've ever had in your life. And then the next year you're going to say that's the best honey you've ever had, and then the year after that, and the year after that, and so on. But get out there, man, and pull some honey out and enjoy it. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, click like. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. You'll get notified for other videos as we go on throughout the year. But most importantly, get out there and have some fun with your bees.